Coming to you live and in living color. Today, I have Marty and Chris joining us for another exciting adventure of Where the Hell Have You Been? Uh-oh. Marty?
Yeah, I'm still
there.
Here.
You are.
I'm just trying to be quiet for your intro, bro. You go. You do your thing.
So here we are. Where have we been? We'll talk about that. We'll catch you up on some gaming news and all that good stuff after a short intro of the SITREP podcast. If it works today, who knows if it will? I don't, you don't, we don't. Stand by. All right, we are back and in living color, like I said. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, everybody. Let me get the chat window going here. Hopefully we see some activity soon. You know, it's been a while since we've been on, and largely due to me. We've had a very interesting month of January, I must say, here in the Florida Keys. While the weather has been beautiful, it's been in the 70s, mid 70s to 80s and sunny most days, except for today it's raining and gray and cloudy. We had compressor failures at my current employment at hyperbarics. It's kind of important to have compressors, so we've had to deal with that. So, all right, let's get on to why we're here, and that's wargaming. Let's do a catch-up, shall we? It's been a while. Chris, why don't you lead us off?
Okay, well, believe it or not, I got
you have done stuff.
Yes, a little bit of paint on a model.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one?
One of my orcs.
For one orc?
One orc.
Out of the 33, yes, one orc.
No. Well, actually, a couple orcs, but it was it's going back and doing touch up and
okay. This is for Lord of the Rings.
Yes, of course. And then,
nice.
Of course, I have to get farther into the pit of.
Center your pick. You got a glare there. Take the plastic off next time. What you got there?
What kit is that?
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, all right.
Nice. So of course I have to go backwards into my. I'm not advancing so much.
Yeah.
In addition to that, last weekend, one thing we have to do in our hobby is we have to support our co-players, I guess, if you want to call them that, or friends.
Sure.
Marty and I were helping Steve Herner with Holy Hammer, or Holy Wars.
Holy Wars, right?
Steve is Holy Hammer.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time. We didn't play, but we weren't there to play. We were there to be muscle, which is kind of funny. Both of us are broken.
Yeah.
Did you guys get video pictures? Anything?
Pictures. I got a bunch of pictures.
Okay. So when we get the new channel going, we'll make sure we get that up there. So we're going to work on that this weekend when we come up to Chicago.
Okay.
So, cool.
Because Steve is actually, would you say excited, Marty, about being on the podcast?
Yeah, I told Bill and Don before we went live that he wanted to be a contributor. So
nice.
Woo. Yay us.
All right. Very cool. 2 orcs, huh? That's more than I can't say anything. You've done more than I have, actually. So, excellent.
What else? I'm also getting the house ready for visitors.
You having visitors?
Yes.
Oh, who's coming?
Nobody important. Well, actually, one person important.
Damn.
Oh, nobody important. Did you hear that, Don?
I said one person important.
Then he backtracked and said, oh, just one person important. Yeah.
Shots fired. That's some horse puckies right there. I would take
Do you
that.
still have your daughter's dog with you?
Yes.
How are you actually physically adopting said dog? Or...
Oh, hell no. Nope.
I mean, it's been like what, a month or so.
Well, the
You've
month
had
was
that
planned.
dog?
The
Okay.
month was planned.
The other month,
Okay.
on the other hand,
That we have now entered second month. Second
Ooh.
month wasn't planned, but it was, for all intents and purposes, should have been expected.
Gotcha. All right. She's
So-
still out west.
She is out west. They've
Yeah.
got jobs,
Wow.
but you have to actually have a couple of paychecks before you can rent a place.
Uh-oh. Chris.
uh-oh, did we lose Chris? I see him.
I see you.
Oh, I lost battery.
Uh-oh.
We lost Bill. Hey, he can't hear us. Let's go.
Hold on.
Let the games begin.
Right? I tell you. Oh, was somebody giving me grief about not having their stuff ready?
But I was going to say, weren't we just giving you crap about didn't have your poop in a pile?
Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as I make it through the show, that means I'm the only one whose stuff worked the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm in the lead anyway.
Can you hear me now?
You knock on wood for that one
Hello?
already.
There you are.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
we hear
battery
you.
died. My battery died.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's supposed to be a hot swap, but I took too long to swap it out, so I had to restart it. All right, so she's out west, and
They've got jobs, and
so does that mean she's gonna move out there permanently?
Yeah. Yep, they already planned.
Well, tell her to come get her damn dog.
Well, they have to rent someplace first.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have pets in a Airbnb.
So she's gonna live out in the land of fruit, nuts, and flakes, huh?
No, that's California.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Colorado's becoming California in a lot of
I was
ways.
going to say,
unfortunately.
Colorado's pretty granola too.
Oh, it's big time granola.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
go down to
depends
the
on-
Durango area.
Unfortunately, that's a very
Durango's
unfortunate
beautiful.
because it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, let's get back to why we're on this show. Yeah. Marty, what you up to?
Well, for the followers of the channel who may have dipped in over the past month or so, I built a picture frame gaming table. That's done.
Nice.
I have one thing left to do. I have not put the final coat of varnish on there. That's going to happen today.
Do you have it easy accessible so you can show everybody?
Sort of. Hold on,
Now we're going to see if you break something.
I don't know.
Oh, no, don't break something.
It's not lit, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see.
That's all right.
There, you can see the corner of it.
Oh, yeah.
I currently have Lord of the Rings all over the top of it, but
Nice.
it turned out surprisingly good.
Uh-huh.
I am quite pleased with how it turned out. And after I get the board done later today, I will post up some pictures of it once it's been
Nice.
I thought you
been
said it was done.
completed. I got to put varnish on it.
Oh.
Did you not
Got-
listen to everything I said?
varnish.
Thanks
Did you
thanks
not
for
hear?
being on the show.
Yeah.
Your speaking privileges are revoked. We'll get back to you. All right, so did that. That's been my kind of the main focus on that. Sculpt the mold takes a long time to dry. That was a lesson learned. Seal it. That was a lesson learned as well.
Yep.
Because I thought I could kind of cheat, and I'm like, it's okay if it just sinks into it, whatever. Yeah, reactivates everything. It's a hot mess. Don't do that.
Right.
The good news is I had a week between episodes, so I was like, oh, okay, we need to ship packs on this a little bit.
So how much sculpt mode did you end up using out of that box?
Oh, it's not
Quite a
much.
bit. Yeah,
No.
it goes a long way. And when we get to the point where we need more, we can show people how to make your own homemade stuff. You just go to Home Depot, you get a bag of cellulose, the ground up stuff, insulation, and a thing of plaster Paris.
and so-
That's all it is.
Yeah,
Mixed together.
and like all of my all the major portions of terrain underneath it are the regular cheap crappy styrofoam, because I'm going over it. I'm not trying to carve stuff into it, so
Right.
I'm not wasting my good stuff on it.
Yep.
Other than the fact that have a really sharp knife or use a wire cutter, and if you hot wire cutter, and if you use a hot wire cutter, on that stuff specifically, make sure you got good ventilation because woo, not only does it stink, it's toxic. So I ended up not doing that for two reasons. One, because where I film in the room that I'm at, I don't have good ventilation. So I didn't want to kill myself. And then a lot of people don't have that particular tool. So let's show them how you can do it with literally. I did it with a dollar store hobby knife, one of those knives with the big long blade that you can extend out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It works. Although there was some concern apparently from some people that I might have had the blade facing towards me. They thought I was going to chop myself up. So I appreciate everyone's concern. I got through it uninjured.
Woo! Barely.
Yeah.
Real quick PSA.
Fall off a stool.
Yep. Quick PSA though. If while you can make some of these materials at home, if you are not trying to scrape all your pennies together and can't afford it, support your local hobby store.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Most definitely.
But
speaking of which,
it's easy to it was easy to use. So
so speaking of which,
you're opening a hobby
local. No, not. Well, there was talk about one. There was actually talk about one down here, but no, more for you guys up there. You know where Dragster Games used to be? Up there, maybe on Kirk Road. Yeah,
and Geneva Commons.
No, not Geneva Commons. It was right there on Kirk Road, but right across from Fermilab. Yeah.
What's that?
Not Butterfield, Kirk Road.
Yeah,
north of Butterfield, almost by Fermilab. Anyways, the guy who owns Grognard Games is opening a second location in that space.
Oh, it's the same space. I saw the Grognard game. I didn't realize it was the same space.
Yeah, it looks so different. It's completely stripped out, but that's what it is. He's taking over Dragster Games' old space.
So he bought Dan's old shop. All right.
Yeah, which is kind of a twist since he used to play his Flames of War stuff at Dragster Games and then left because of some fallout and then opened his own shop and now he's taking over that space. So good for him. Yeah. Cool. All right. My turn. Close your eyes. What do you see?
Nothing.
That's what I've been doing for hobby. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I have not been doing well. Actually, I've been consulting, truth be told. We've had a couple of people down here who are looking to do wargaming in British colonial times of the 1800s, Sudan Wars, and of course, my favorite, the Zulu Wars. So I've been showing him different education materials, resource materials, showed him our videos from last year's Rorke's Drift, Defensive Rorke's Drift, which we'll definitely have to do again at some point in this future. So, because then we're going to create our own rules. I think that's going to be our next big project. So it's more fair or more realistic for both sides. Because after reviewing the videos, you guys should have killed a lot more of us. Yeah.
Well, I think we just needed it easier to kind of track the Zulu manpower, if you will. As far as the historical outcome, we were pretty close. I mean, we didn't get as far into the actual compound, but as far as casualties and whatnot, well, we were fairly close to the historical outcome, so it wasn't horrible.
But we played
it was kind of a bookkeeping nightmare.
We played it definitely different than how the original commanders played it. They were just trying to get their guys bloodied, right? So they were doing them, hey, you guys go in and then back off. You guys come in, back off.
But so review the video, the way you guys played it, which you didn't intentionally play it. I don't think you intentionally tried to play it the way it was in real life. But when you review the video and the results and the way you guys did stuff, and then go back to historical references, and I know movies are not historical references, but I thought they did a pretty good job in Zulu, the Michael Caine movie. Right. And you guys pretty much played it
I'll make like a soldier out of you. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, we backed off, but it wasn't intentionally. They intentionally backed off here because we lost one guy. 1,000 people.
They didn't intentionally. They didn't. Well, they intentionally backed off because they were losing too many guys. If you read Washing of the Spears, which is the whole book about the Zulu Wars, it's about yay thick, and you read about Rorke's Drift, the defense of Rorke's Drift, they would push an impy. They lose so many guys, and they would push them back because that's why they ended the battle the way they did. If they would have won that if they had pressed another fight, because the British were down to the last few rounds of ammunition, and then it would have been hand to hand, and they would have been overrun, and that would have been the end of it. Yeah. But what happened was that the impy leaders up on that hill decided it was no longer worth trying to get there, because of the losses.
And I think that's why the rules were. There you go, Crystal has the spear, and I think that's why the rules.
They don't like it stuck up them.
But that's why the rules were made the way they were. That said, when you've got an attack or a loss or whatever, that you had to, pull back.
Yeah.
Because that's in keeping with the tactics of the actual event. The hard part for us though was, it's this giant freaking 1,000-man impy, and you would take like 1 or 2 wounds and it pulled the whole thing back. And I think that's the part that.
Well, you got to remember those 1 or 2 wounds is exponential. So it doesn't mean 1 or 2 wounds. It's 10, per figure. So that was theoretically 20 to 40 wounds,
Yeah.
So that could have been your whole front line, because if you think about confined space. So you get that whole front line drops because of the volley fire. Then they're like, oh shit, let's pull back. I mean, that's how I look at it. Trying to put it in that perspective.
Yeah. But see, as Marty and I being the commanders of that attack, our intention was, okay, we got 4,000 of these throwaways. We're overrunning that damn compound no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, if we, if maybe the rule said that, hey, we had to have 3/4 of our, army still intact or something like that, we would have played it differently and pulled back when we got too many casualties. But we were really damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. We got 4,000 guys. They got 126. We're going to roll over them like
a swarm army. I mean, that's, however, the Brits do an excellent job of defending that space.
Yeah, they do. So
doesn't hurt that it was an ammunition depot.
Yeah, that's true. So,
just one 500-pound J-Dam would have put it all up, though.
Right. But so, that's the nice thing about being able to war game is because you can do the what ifs. How did it play? How would it have gone? So, and everybody goes home at night. So, yeah, that's cool. Marty, you have any other projects you're working on or anything?
Not anything.
Tuffy's in house. Never fear. Tuffy is here.
Yeah. So nothing specifically modern related. I'm working on some Lord of the Rings stuff. However, when you are up here next weekend, I'm probably going to have to dip out because I am actually teaching a little terrain class at one of our local hobby cafes, or gaming cafes, if you will. So,
and how that come about?
They're new. They're friends of ours. We like playing games with them, and they were looking for stuff to bring in more tabletop folks, whether that's RPG or wargaming. And they have a really robust RPG crowd, a lot of D&D dudes out there. So they were looking at how can we build some simple terrain and things to enhance that experience. So we're going to start off with dungeon and castle floors and walls. So like cobblestone walls and floors and brick walls and floors.
Are you doing the styrofoam type technique with the magic marker and all that?
I am going to use XPF and foam board. I'll show them both of those, and then we'll just carve it in with a pen, and prime, overbrush, dry brush, wash, and then dry brush highlight over it.
Yeah, cool. Please tell me you're going to be like promoting the hell out of the podcast.
course.
What day is that on?
It is on
Sunday.
the 12th. Sunday the
So
12th.
give us the details, man. Where, when?
It is at Critical Grind Gaming Cafe, which combines two of my favorite things, coffee and gaming.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You know, so the owners are Dana and her husband Sean. Good folks. We enjoy them and their company. So at noon, it's going to be noon to 4. They're doing registration as well as walk-in. Basically, I'm gonna bring all my stuff and sit some dudes down, whoever shows up, and be like, all right, this is how we do it. Let's hit it.
Perfect.
And that's in Shorewood, Illinois.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
And that's at noon, you said?
Yep.
Perfect. On the 12th. That's a Sunday, right? Sunday, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, we'll promote the hell out of the podcast, and maybe we'll have the new setup ready. So since it's more RPG fantasy instead of historical, we'll go down that route. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, we're actually branching out. The SITREP Podcast LLC will have a historical channel, which we're going to talk about in a minute, you know, how we're branching this off. And then we'll have fantasy, sci-fi, you know, cover the other realms of wargaming and things like that. So cool. All right. Let me do my quick catch up and then we'll move on to the news. So basically, I haven't had a chance to do a lot of hobbying stuff. We've had some work equipment issues in hyperbarics. You need compressors to run your chamber. And so we've had some equipment failures with some chambers. So we were down to one. We have to have two to run for diving emergencies. In case one goes down, we still have one because you can't bring a diver up in mid-treatment. That's bad. So we've been working on that. And then I've been actually teaching at Hyperbarics International. I teach patient care in their certification classes. So I've been doing instructing on that. I'm working with the man who wrote the book on hyperbaric treatment. So
literally,
he actually, literally, Dick Rutkowski. And he actually has a glacier named after him in the Antarctic. So what are you laughing at?
Tuffy years.
All right.
Did you see Tuffy's comment?
Oh, well, I'll have you know, Harry Potter will be thoroughly covered by the lovely and talented Dawn.
And I have Harry Potter, the miniature game, not just the stuff that I got from you guys, because I got a boatload of crap from you, but I had it before then as well. So I've got a bunch of that. And actually,
they've got more.
And I actually have some of that in the queue to be painted up.
Yep, there you go. So we'll be branching out on a second channel under the SITREP realm, if you will. Let's jump into the news real quick, Marty, and then we will talk about where we're going, okay? All right.
Sure.
Here we go. Stand by.
All right. So
take us away, sir.
We got some. I think this is pretty exciting news. I'm kind of jazzed about it because we're going to talk about 3 new editions of Modern Wargaming.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with our friend Carl Titterton over in the UK. Carl is the author of Contact Front. Game that I
today I'm back with another video.
There he is.
Usually I'd be making videos about Lego, but one of the other passions that I have is wargaming, and this channel really started off as a channel based on my wargaming hobby. But obviously things have changed, and I like to dip into both really, and I'm hoping that in 2023 I can produce some more videos on wargaming for those people who did subscribe to the channel to see what I get up to in terms of wargaming. So today I want to make an announcement about my set of wargames rules, which are for sort of modern combat at the platoon level and possibly bigger, and they're called Contact Front. Now, if you don't know anything about Contact Front, I wrote these back in sort of 2017.
All right, so there's the intro to that video, Marty. So
here's the big news, as he alluded to. So he already has a set of rules, but he is going to create Contact the Front 2.0 coming in 2023, sometime this year.
Sorry, my bad.
Dear Lord. What? This is why people tune in.
I swear to God, we need to make a T-shirt about Tuffy ears.
They don't give a crap about the content.
T-shirt.
They're like, let's see what these jokers mess up today.
We're gonna have to create a special Tuffy Ears edition T-shirt. There's got to be something there.
We need to do like outtakes, like just a giant reel of outtakes.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead.
They're all outtakes. So that's all we do is outtakes.
So Carl, kind of the background on this. He wrote those back in 2017. In 2019, he licensed them to Joe Veltri over at God's Eye Games, who's been publishing and distributing it since. Well, that license has now expired or whatever. He's got control of the game back again. So, although you can still get version 1 on the God's Eye Game website, at least as of like 2 days ago. But he's going to draft version 2. He's updating it. He has asked for a bunch of community input through their Contact Front group. It is a group, so you have to request access. But dear Lord, swans, really?
All right, Tuffy Ears, we love you.
All right. I'm talking about my friend Carl here and his Contact Front. Y'all listen. I would mute you, but I can't. So, he expects to release it on Wargame Vault in PDF and print in demand later this year, and he's going to update it to include new army lists, loadouts, scenarios. So if you're someone that's familiar with the game, there's going to be more in it, and he's going to kind of streamline it a little bit, it sounds like.
We should reach out to him and see if we can get him on an intervio with him.
Because we did an
interview with Joe Veltri a while ago.
Ooh,
but then Jim and I did a playthrough of the first rule set. Yep. And we found a few issues with the rule book and stuff, but it'd be interesting to know why he took it back, or if Joe Veltri just couldn't produce or whatever. It'd be interesting to know the story behind it and where it's going. So let's see if we can get him on the show.
And then also on their group, they announced that they're doing a little contest here, and let's see here, a community painting challenge. So if you're a member of the group, you can go and you can see that there's a PDF that explains how it works. It's kind of like hobby bingo. Every month there's something else. Why? What did I do to deserve this?
Hey, Marty, do you get the feeling that the E4 Mafia is in-house?
It's the one day all my shit's working and they're busting my stones. Chris's computer crapped the bed. Bill's headset died. I'm just over here trying to talk.
Oh, my God. The E4 Mafia is in the house.
I wouldn't have it another way. Bring your A game. I'm still doing the news. So, anywho, if you're a member of the group, there's a painting challenge that is going to go on for most of the summer. So, he says he's going to have prizes and stuff. I don't know what they are. I don't care. I just figured I'd throw it up there. However, moving on. So, here's something else that we talked about, I think, already, but I wanted to give a little update on it. So, asymmetric warfare.
Okay.
It's a new game.
For you. Yep.
New game by Matt Adams. He's the one that wrote Spectre Operations.
Yep.
So initially, I think I was a little confused about this situation. Initially, I thought that this was going to be in conjunction with the folks at Spectre. I didn't realize this was a totally separate gig.
No, yeah, so separate.
But it is completely separate. Because I thought it was going to be like Spectre 3.0, which we'll get to in a second. As it turns out, it's going to be its total own gig, its own game, standalone. He said he's making good progress on it. that they're getting everything in place to do some play testing and fine tuning, all that good jazz. So they're trying to same type of flavor, but talk about allowing for more narrative play and balancing of combat power rather than numbers.
Yeah.
Those are expected to be out sometime this year.
Nice. So just real quick. So Matt Adams and Steve, what's Steve's last name? Shoot. I can't remember Steve's last name. From Spectre Miniatures. Steve. Where are you, Steve? I don't remember. Sorry, Steve. I feel really bad for forgetting your last name. But they are the ones who created Spectre. They did the Kickstarter, the whole 9 yards. Matt has a very unique job. He does a lot of consulting. What are you looking at?
I was going to pull my Spectre operations book down and tell you Steve's last name, but turns out it's on the top shelf. I'm not getting it.
Gotcha. So anyway, Matt just couldn't be as active as he'd like to be with Spectre. So, he kind of bowed out and they took over. This is the friendly version as far as I understand.
Right.
And I guess Matt's been missing wargaming. And so because of his vast years of experience in modern warfare at a certain high level, we'll just leave it at that, because I get pictures from him from Africa, East Europe, all kinds of places you normally don't go for tourism. Okay. He was in the Ukraine not too long ago, if I remember correctly.
OPSEC, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's on his Facebook page.
Don't blow the guy in.
So anyway, he's a consultant.
Yeah.
So he has real world experience, and he's bringing us to a rule set. So hopefully we'll get to talk to Matt. I haven't seen Matt since Adepticon 2019. I think is when we did the roundtable. So hi, Mom.
Hi,
Ma. Everyone says hi, Ma.
Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what they've got going on. I'm 100% in already. Just what I've seen so far. I think that it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah.
So
all right, what's next, sir?
So moving on again, I was a little confused about asymmetric warfare versus Spectre operations. Excuse me. Spectre operations, due to all of the buzz about this, realized that there was maybe a little bit of confusion going on in the community, so they just flat out laid it out. Spectre Operations and Blacksite Studios are forming a partnership to bring us Spectre Operations 3.0.
Yeah.
That is the long and short of it. So if you go to Spectre's Facebook page, they've got a couple of posts there from last week that they talk about it. They had previously partnered with Blacksite Studios to do a starter kit for the 2.0, which was a pretty nice kit. I mean, it would get you up and running. If you were like brand new to wargaming or moderns and you didn't have anything, that would get you rolling. And then you could build on it from there. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. They kind of talk about the history a little bit in their Facebook post. So I'm not going to go over all that, but they are expecting to have theirs out sometime in 2023 as well. It looks like. So lots of news. That's 3 updated or new modern games this year that we can look forward to. So
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm excited, as well as I'm. We haven't heard the details on the Spectre stuff, but if they are partnered with Blacksite Studios, Blacksite is based in the U.S. down in Texas.
Correct.
So we may have U.S. publishing.
We will.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I'm expecting. So that So sorry, Wrestling World, but that makes life easier for me.
Right.
Hopefully there's an option maybe to do publishing across the pond as well. Who knows?
There will be. I mean, they're doing this for global reach because, everything was coming out of the UK and you could not get the book here in the US until Black Site Studio picked up a few editions, and then you could order it through them in I think the last year or so. But if you remember back when, Black Site Studios was just two guys working out of a small shop in Texas. They were our first official sponsor.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
So, and then, they were at Adepticon 2019. Remember, if you look at the round table, you'll see everybody there. And they had brought Spectre over and they shared a booth. And Black Site has exploded in growth. I think a lot of that is due to foreground stop production of, pre-colored terrain, and Black Site Studio really has picked up the mantle on that and has done an amazing job. And now they're producing their own war games too. So I think it only makes sense that this was coming down the road. They've been working so closely together, so good for them. And hopefully we can get them on the show at some point as well.
I am sure that we could probably do something there, as well as they're going to be at Adepticon this year. So we'll be sure to chat with them while we're there. Chris and I are both going, so we'll definitely be seeing them. I don't know if it's still in production, but last year at Adepticon they still had copies of that giant tanker. I couldn't pull $200 out of my pocket to get it.
Yeah,
but I almost did. I'm like, that's a cool boat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a long story about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have anything else, sir?
So one final one that I wanted to make mention. Our friends over at Gringo 40s a couple weeks ago released their first bunch of U.S. Navy UDT seals for Vietnam. They're 28 millimeter dudes. So if you are a Vietnam player, here's some new stuff from Gringo's 40s for you. They're pretty good looking dudes.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
So I shared that for your edification, and that is all I brought for news today, sir.
Very good. All right.
I have something for you if you have.
You do. Go for it, Chris.
Not much news. The Huey from Rubicon models.
Yeah.
It's back in stock.
I might have to get one of those.
No,
that'd be nice to work on.
I was gonna say, I wonder how long that's gonna last, because it came up on the store and it was gone like the same day when they put it out.
Well, let's look, shall we?
Survey says
Rubicon models.
I don't know why he's typing. He's got it saved in there. He's probably got it bookmarked right to the Huey.
Models. Let's see. Search.
He's just trying to leave the illusion that he doesn't, so that way Dawn doesn't yell at him. Oh boy!
All right, hold on a minute. We'll do this. Share screen, Chrome tab, Huey, open. All right, y'all see that? View cart. Boom. Check out.
Oh, yep. Looks like it's
$44 for one Huey? Damn. All right. I'm obviously not going to share my financials.
Damn it.
Hey, Don. I don't blame me for this.
Blame him. I get blamed for all the guns. He gets blamed for this. Blame him.
Chris says don't blame him for this, honey.
I blame him 100%.
And she says very unlikely. All right. Hold on a minute. No, I don't want it shipped here. I want to ship to a different address. Yes. Address.
Just put 2 on there. I'll give you the $44.
That's
is it court or road? Is it court or road, Chris?
Road. I think he's ignoring what I've said.
Yeah.
No, I
probably.
Heard you.
Okay.
I would.
What's the address?
2115 Locust.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You could have just asked me.
I didn't want it over the broadcast, Dorcas.
It's over the broadcast. We all heard
it. Just was. Thanks for doxing him.
No, I covered my mic.
Yeah, we all heard it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Loud and clear.
That's weird.
Fortunately, it wasn't the whole thing.
Okay.
So message me later, Toughy Ears, if you want to, send harassing things to Chris's house, and I'll give you his whole address.
All right.
Hey, Marty, why do you seem so annoyed?
Annoyed?
Yeah. Remember that, Bill? Back in high school when somebody had their mullet?
Bro, you think I'm going to be mad about that? I totally own that. I rocked it. You people I get with the program.
All right. That one.
Like I'm not going to claim that.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that wasn't your call sign instead of flying squirrel.
See, you don't get to pick your call sign. That was my sergeant major.
Yeah, true.
All right. And survey says.
And I like flying squirrel.
2 Hueys are on their way to your location, sir.
They're blacked out. There's a black jammy squad on both of them, and when you hear the helicopters hovering, it's time to hunker down.
Tiger Shadow, I missed this message. I'm sorry. Already cleared out the cart.
Staggered right formation.
Yeah.
Have to start playing some 70s rock.
All right.
Little Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Woo, buddy. All right. So that was the Rubicon thing. Let me close that out.
Yep.
Close that out. Okay, get back to this. Let me close this stuff out that we don't need anymore, just because. All right. Let's talk the future. All right, future state.
I thought we were historical.
It's the future of
Good
history.
Segue, Chris. Good segue. What a segue. That was excellent. I know you didn't intend it that way, but good segue.
It's kind of like a Henway, but different.
Exactly. Yeah. How much is a Henway? All right. Anyway, here we go. So we have
pretty damn
listened. We have listened to our peeps, and our peeps are avid historical war gamers. However, they're not 100% only historical war gamers. Majority of them, also like to dabble in fantasy, sci-fi, RPGs, anything non-historical. So to answer the call, we will open a second conduit for the sci-fi, fantasy, whatnot. So my thought is, and I have to talk to Jim to see if he's with us. We've kind of talked about in the past. He really wants to just do the YouTube stuff. We might just do SITREP Podcast Presents, the Oriskany Wargaming channel, and just rename the SITREP Podcast YouTube channel, the historical stuff to, the Oriskany channel or something like that. We'll hash it out and give him total control of that channel. And then in the process, we'll build a second channel for sci-fi and fantasy, so we can do
SITREP's Ministry of Nonsense.
As Dawn likes to term the channel, SITREP's Ministry of Nonsense.
Nice.
Can I be in charge of walking silly?
Marty would like to be in charge of walking silly.
Perfect.
She says perfect.
And falling over.
What was Dumbledore's title? Headmaster Dawn says perfect. So all right. So we will open it.
That'd be headmistress. Thank you very much.
Oh, headmistress. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna open that channel because we know a lot of people out there like to do 40K, Age of Sigmar,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Way to go, Toughy Ears. Thanks for acknowledging that for us.
Yes.
Yes, the Ministry of Nonsense. So, anything sci-fi, fantasy, whether it's miniature-based, RPG, Dawn might even throw out a few Magic, stuff, because she's big into Magic the Gathering. I've been playing it with her as well, now that I kind of understand the mechanics better. So, yeah, we're opening up. We want to be all-inclusive to the wargaming community. I don't even want to go war game. I'm just going to say gaming community, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So expect to see Harry Potter miniatures. And you could have Marvel, that Marvel game you guys play. Crisis Protocol.
Crisis Protocol. Yep, I got
and
it.
then the new Star Wars game coming out. the new Star Wars game coming out, Shatterpoint.
Shatterpoint.
That's going to be not highlighted. What did they call it? At the DevCon, it's going to be
premiered.
Yeah, they're
premiered.
Yeah. So yeah. So
I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like versus Legion.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be obviously it's gonna be completely different, but so that's awesome. So yeah, we want to make it because hey, Ben Johnson's in the house. Welcome, Ben. Because Jim has the historical stuff nailed down, and he's on a path. He's got a mission. He's driven. He's he's driving on. So I feel let's give him the reins of the historical channel and let him do what he does best. He'll be in total control of programming, and if we have something, we'll go through him and say, hey, we'd like to do this. You cool with that? Yeah, fine. I don't have anything going on, whatever the case may be. I think he would appreciate that. And it takes a lot of the load off of him to have to do other things, and he can just concentrate on his games. And because he's been heavy into that historical wargaming group. So once we get the channel, and Tuffy here says she's got a ton of 40K models on Age of Sigmar, so she can post that stuff up. Which means I might have to get some new 40K. What's it called?
Models.
Yes, but not the faction. The faction I really like.
You got
Tau. Yes.
I was going to say you're going to have to narrow that down. There's a lot of factions.
Yeah. No, I really like the Tau. So
I'll tell you what.
Might actually get a game in with my brother. I have never played 40K. I've had a ton of models, but I have never played the game truly. So it'd be interesting to give it a shot.
One of the things that I was really impressed about with Holy Wars is Age of Sigmar. It's a different crew. It's a different feel to it, a different vibe.
It is totally. Well, it's not fantasy, but it's not sci-fi. It's
that's sad.
Fantasy.
Well, and in particular with that crowd, because that tournament is not match play; it is all narrative.
Yeah.
So you don't get the power gamers and min maxers in there so much. You get guys
and the rules lawyers and the
If anybody is interested in seeing what Holy Wars is about, if you go to Beasts of War on tabletop and put in the search bar Holy Wars, you will see video coverage that Don and I did years ago from one of his tournaments. So we covered Holy Wars.
Yeah.
So you can see what it's all about.
And if you search Holy Wars and Holy Havoc, those are the two tournaments that Steve does. Holy Wars,
one in spring, one in fall.
And Havoc's in the fall. He does that in October. You'll come across his webpage, and you can check out what it is and see results and all that jazz. So it's a good time for the. I mean, I don't play AOS, but they're good dudes. They're definitely my crowd. I like being around them, as well as one of my friends just happens to run it.
Yep.
So,
Oh, tough years. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Going to Warhammer World in a couple months. There will be photos. I love Warhammer World. I'm not a big 40K person. I liked old Hammer fantasy. But even Dawn was impressed by the displays in the museum that you go to. And I bought my one figure there, the Bugman's miniature. Let me see if I can find a photo of it while you guys are talking.
Yep.
Talk about some ideas while I do a quick photo search, okay? Go for it.
So, I think Chris and I are both excited to, for sci-fi or fantasy stuff. Lord of the Rings is something that we're looking forward to getting into. I've got Pelennor Fields all painted up. I've got a couple of your other box sets that I'm going through now. Chris has Pelennor Fields working. Oddly enough, Steve Herner, who we were just talking about from Holy Wars, has some stuff from back in the day, and he's like, "Yeah, let's play." So, we're gonna get some of that going on the side. We're looking forward to that. Yep. We were supposed to get together this weekend, but schedule didn't work out. So, But
And I'm not opposed to AOS. Once I can get some painting under my belt and feel better about it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Chris has got a bunch of stuff lined up for Adepticon as far as classes and whatnot. So he's leaning into it.
Nice. So good for you. I mean, if that motivates you to, paint more and all that stuff, that's cool. Where is it?
Can you describe the
you guys
model?
will get to, what's that?
Can you describe the model?
I have it. I have a ton of pictures I got to go through.
Okay.
So
do I have your model?
No, you do not have. Well, you might have. Yeah, you probably do. It's the dwarven guy sitting on the barrels with a tankard in his hand. Here it is. I found it.
Is it that guy?
It is that guy. Oh, you have it. Yep, that's the one, Chris. Yep. So hold on a minute. I got a better picture. I'll share it. Let me share my tab. Sharing tab. Sharing tab. Okay. There it is.
There we go.
There it is. That's the one I painted. I got that from Warhammer World. So, and SITREP Fantasy may get the first look at them. Nice. Okay, that's Toughy Ears. So, thank you. Toughy Ears, the official name will be the Ministry of Nonsense, as my wife lovingly calls it. So, but that's the Bugmans I got from Warhammer World that I painted up. So, beautiful model.
Yes.
I really, Chris, appreciate
and you
it. And I actually did it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And you took your time with it.
It took me about a month to paint.
Yeah.
And that was painting almost every day. It took me a month. I would do just one layer, let it completely dry, come back and do another layer, and I did that just about every day. So, when you want
painting on that guy.
No, definitely not. I wanted this.
Very nice.
Well played, Toughy Ears. Well played.
Oh, Lord.
Very nice. Well, it might not look like me after beginning of March.
Yeah. If you guys are looking for some charitable contributions, both Marty and Chris are participating in St. Baldrick's. It's a charity where they raise funds for childhood cancer by shaving their heads. Research. So, yeah. Awesome. So getting back to it. So, some of the projects, like I said, we're not abandoning historicals by any means. I still love my Zulus. I want to get with Forrest and do some Old West, And
he's cranking it out left and right still.
Yeah, yes. He's doing some amazing work. And
especially
they
with the Alamo in the basement.
Yeah, with the Alamo we got in the basement. And they showcased him on Tabletop last week. So,
nice.
Which was nice. Yeah. So, but we want to, like I said, there's so much more that we have that we can't do anything with media-wise because we don't have the proper channel for it. Now we will. So look for that to come. Hopefully when we're up there this week, we can work on assets and get the channel up and running, and then we'll let you all know when it goes live. But like I said, Jim does an amazing job on historical side. That's his passion. And with him joining that new wargaming group that's historical based, I feel that, they did Starship Troopers. Did you see the post on Starship Troopers that he did? So, I mean, he even dabbles in it. And I'd love to see his Dark Star on the other channel. So
I was going to say, it'd be awesome to feature Dark Star on one of them.
Yeah, most definitely. So we'll definitely, because it just opens up the world a little wider. So, yeah, we'll go down that road. So what else do we have? So you guys are going to Adepticon. Yep. I'm still trying to debate if I can come up for the weekend. I'm going to really, really try so I can handle the media and let you guys do it, the walkabouts. And I can just do live updates. I'll sit at the studio just like I normally do when I do production at conventions,
Yeah.
But you know what the funny thing is? Here's the funny thing. You know how Dawn says she wants to come up and visit and she's not going to work because, it's historical. If the SITREP podcast Ministry of Nonsense is live, guess who's going to have to work? Hey, Dennis. Long time no see, buddy.
Be careful
Oh.
though, because
Oh, yeah.
she will be your commander, and so you will be working
Yes.
more.
I believe me, she's always the commander.
Well, we
Yeah.
know that.
However,
I like to pretend I'm the commander, but the truth
we all
is,
know
she's the boss.
who Household 6 is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Household
So,
6 actual.
Yeah.
Yes. She
So
will let you know if she hates working with me. I'm a
Yeah,
That's
cast
but,
okay. We understand.
Yeah.
So, we were talking earlier, Bill, but Mike Rafferty, who is running the historical side of things over at Adepticon, as well as I think anything that's going on at the Hyatt, I think he's the point of contact over there.
Yeah.
Whether it's specifically his historical stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's carved out some dedicated space for a few of the podcasts to be able to set up an HQ.
Yep.
Be able to do our production behind the scenes stuff. So that's awesome. As well as we're going to be talking to him on February 12th at noon.
No, the 11th.
11th?
12th is your workshop.
Oh yeah. Let's not do that.
Do we have to get you a scheduling assistant?
Something. So
Yeah.
but
Hey,
we're gonna be chatting with
You
him.
need an office manager, Marty.
Yeah,
I just
right.
happen to know one who's looking for a new office manager job.
Do you?
Wait, we don't have a
'Cause I
budget for that yet.
Oh, really?
So
What I was gonna say, what's the budget?
between 0.0 cents and 0.01 cent.
Oh, twice as what it was last year. All right, good deal.
All right.
So
But
yeah.
So we can probably set some stuff up there. We'll talk details next week.
Awesome. So we'll put out a production announcement for the interview. Marty's got to finalize some details. So yeah, just in the meantime, look for the announcement for the interview, because I really get his take back on, because I think Flames of War is doing their national qualifiers again, or it's either the nationals or the qualifiers. And I know Bolt Action's going to have stuff, and then I want to hear about Saga. Everybody loves Saga.
Yep.
And
there's a bunch of good events.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely want to see what's going on there. But yeah, once we open up the other channel, that again opens up all of Adepticon to us again, and not just the historical side, which of course we all love historicals, but Adepticon is so much more, right? And the Parade of Armies, if you guys have not seen Parade of Armies on Saturday night, holy my gosh, it is freaking awesome. That's where they do these big dioramas. They try to rival the displays at Warhammer World. Is probably the best equation I can get. Obviously, they're nowhere near that, but they are pretty well done. So,
there's some super talented folks that do some awesome display boards. And again, they got to be portable. They got to be able to get them to Adepticon from wherever you're coming. So, I could only imagine what these dudes would come up with if they had the opportunity to, just build it in place somewhere.
Yeah. Woo! I've seen some of them come in the big roadie cases, like bands do when they travel from state. The big boxes. I've seen them come in that. So Tuffy Ears is actually volunteering. Well, I can run some RPG games like a Aliens or Blade Runner. Cool.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
Good times.
So. Yeah. And then you have some stuff to post from Holy Wars. You took pictures and stuff. So I would like to get Steve Harner. He said he would like to be somewhat of a contributor to the other channel. So 100%. That would be awesome.
And maybe his son too, Marty.
Yeah. I would like to see Steve do a painting. If you guys have not seen his work, holy moly!
So
the man's incredible. So.
Well, you may be able to talk him into that, as well as he sort of had a YouTube channel that he fired up a little bit, but he's got very little on it. He's done a couple of things, videos on Twitter. He talks a lot on Twitter, actually. That's kind of probably his main thing. Although you can find him on Facebook as well. But I bet we could get him to do a little something.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
it's definitely not speed painting. I mean, this stuff is
No.
beautiful, so it might take.
Well, I mean, you just do a little bit here and come back a few days later or whatever, and just show progress. So, I mean, that's the thing. YouTube for video production to do it well is not easy. People go into it. Oh, I can make a video. It's easy. Throw it up. It really isn't. Yeah, you can throw something up, but if it looks like shit.
Well, yeah, it looks like throw up is what it is.
Yeah.
And then you have tough years busting your stones about it. So
exactly.
Now, if Tough Years was posting stuff, we could see, maybe Tough Years needs to post something so we can see how it's done.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, judging by the photos she's posted, she knows how to do it. That part, she does pretty good.
Yeah. So that's where we're going with that. And like I said, we're not abandoning historical site by any means. We're still going to do the podcast like we're doing now. This will not change. Theoretically, there's a possibility there will be 2 different podcasts going. We have to hammer out all the particulates of the other one. So we'll work on that. But we're just acknowledging our strengths and our weaknesses, and the strength right now is Jim does an amazing job on the YouTube channel, so his circle site. So we're going to let him run with it, and like I said, we'll just say SITREP Podcast presents Oriskany's Gaming Weekend, War Gaming Weekend, historical, whatever he wants to title it, and change the YouTube channel. We can rebrand it for him. I just got to talk to him. He's been really busy. I obviously been busy, so we'll get it taken out and give him total control on that. So
yeah, we'll sort it out. More to follow.
Yeah. So, and then we'll work on the other project because, like I said, there's so much to wargaming outside of historicals. It's just time to grow. It's just time to grow and acknowledge the other things. But we don't want our loyal followers to feel like we're abandoning them or pushing them aside, because we're not.
Yeah, that's right. Both of you.
Yeah. So we just want everybody to feel like they've got somewhere to go for their hobby stuff. And, it just opens up more doors. So that's awesome.
With anything dealing with war, Semper Gumby. Right?
Right.
Always flexible.
So there you go. So with that, guys, do you have any final thoughts? Otherwise, we'll wrap up the show for the day.
Fun stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So look for the interview next weekend. If they allow us, we might even do a little live broadcasting from Marty's workshop. We'll see, if the people that are hosting that would be open to that. Because that would be nice to see how members of the team are in the community and running a workshop. I think you guys would be interested in that as well. So I think we'll close it out at that. Would you guys have any final thoughts before we close out? Nada?
Nope.
No thoughts?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just excited. It's all good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Coming up roses everywhere.
All right. So with that in mind, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.